Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, hi, my name's Armando, and this is uenosTarot. Here on my channel, I like to use my natural healing energy to channel any messages from being to connect you with your higher state of consciousness. If this is something you're interested in, make sure to pound that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. So friends, today I do have a pick card reading. I was called to only do 3 piles this time around instead of 4. So I'll definitely give you a moment to pick a card. This is for any messages for the month of December that Spirit wants you to be mindful of. So again, I'll give you a moment to pick a card. You can definitely press the pause button. And with that, let's get started with group number 1. Okay, so hit group number 1. So this is your deck for your reading. So let's first start off with your spirit animal cards. And the ones that came up for y'all is the well here. And then we also have the otter. So that is a lot of water energy. So you can't be a Scorpio or have any Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer placements. And then for your tarot, we have the Knight of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups, and then we also have, and let me adjust this a bit so everything could fit. Sorry, you are that first group, so I'm definitely using y'all as a guinea pig for my setup, so I do thank you for your patience. And then we have the Knight of Cups. And then lastly, we have the 2 of Pentacles right here. And then for your oracle cards, we do have Faith. And then we have the Bittersweet card as well. Okay, so the way I am structuring the layout for this reading, pretty much this is a friendly reminder from Spirit to you for the month of December. I'm using the spirit animals to kind of identify the phase that you currently are in, but also what phase they're encouraging you to transition into. And I think that's very important because the only thing constant within life is change. So group number 1, this is a very nice deck. It's a nice pile of cards. I think the message is very, very powerful, but also very rewarding as well, knowing that you are going to receive so much blessings within the month of December. It's definitely going to be a month of growth, which is going to be amazing. You know, that's always a good time when you feel like you are achieving, and that's what pretty much this month will be consist of, will be triumphing through a lot of obstacles, quote unquote. But let's start with the well and otter, or the spirit animal cards. So Spirit wants you to know that you have done a lot of growth and you have become very in tune with your emotions. You are very in tune with your emotions. You are very emotionally mature, and that is not a common trait. I think a lot of times people do lack a lot of empathy, but that's definitely not the case for you. You're a person that is very empathetic towards others, who can see the perspective of both sides of any party. So that really makes you very unbiased. It allows you to not take things personal because you know that you're above people's, I guess, reactions or actions. And you know that that's just a reflection of how they feel, or, you know, based on their very limited belief or perspective or outlook in life. So you're definitely a very mature individual, and I commend you for that, because that does take a lot of patience. Having patience for others is definitely a very commendable trait, because nowadays I feel like people are very impatient with one themselves, and then that mirrors with others and they become impatient with others as well. But what Spirit wants you to do for the month of December is to bring back the otter energy. And pretty much what the otter energy consists of is someone who's very very just cute and spontaneous and free flowing and spunky and a lot of fun. And I think what spirit wants you to do is like, hey, you've done a lot of growth. Like you have done a lot of maturing. You are not fully complete because I feel like we again are constantly changing and evolutionizing through time. But it's really time for you to bring back that spark within your life, knowing that it does not derive from anything or anyone. Rather, it comes from your internal self and just embracing who you are unapologetically and unconditionally. So, really, what Spirit wants you to reflect on is the question. A good question that Spirit wants you to know is, are you holding yourself back? Are you allowing yourself to shine? And I think that's really the energy that Spirit wants you to think about. I do have a sense that you have healed a lot and you are very healed now. You are very healed. But I think Spirit wants you to know that you pretty much have overcame a huge transition and you're kind of set and protected and safe, and they want you to remind yourself of that. And now it's just time to loosen up a little bit. You have done a lot of work to protect your peace, but again, now it's time to break away from your cocoon and really blossom into the person you want to be. And just know that the dream person you want to be is already within you. It's not going to take a year. It's not going to take a month. It starts today, and you have every power, every capability to become that. You are that already, so just remind yourself throughout the month of December for sure. As far as the tarot, I do see that you are just very, I'm almost getting like butterfly energy because they say that butterflies are not able to see their wings. So if you feel like sometimes you are lacking, maybe if you're not cheering for yourself as much as you should, if you're not supporting yourself as much as you should, definitely do that for the month of December. Like keep that in mind as a practice to always, put your happiness first, to put your comfort first, to put your overall boundaries and respect, like overall just prioritize yourself. But for the most part, what Spirit wants you to know is that you already have a routine down, and you are in the trajectory towards progress. You are making progress as we speak, and Spirit just wants you to remind you that you're on the right path, and just keep going, because ultimately that's going to bring you what you most desire. And also just know that don't think too long term. Remember to make the small steps to get to your long term goals, because ultimately that's what's going to make you more satisfied. But ultimately, what you want will be given to you. So have faith in that. And whatever routines you either are following already, or you've been thinking about, or you've been planning, like definitely take the action. And have a leap of faith without a doubt. Is my lighting off? Is this on? Oh, is this not on, bro? Oh my god, hold up. What? Oh no, my lighting's dead. Anyways, we can move without it. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Make short-term goals, because ultimately that's going to get you to your long-term desires a lot quicker. So be patient with yourself and knowing that you're going to have all that you want. If you ever feel like you're going through a challenging time, Spirit wants you to know that you're stronger and you're bigger than the things you worry about. So take a second to really think about, what is it that's stressing you at the moment? What is it that's causing you a little bit of worry, a little bit of hesitation? For the most part, if you dive deep into that, that's pretty much the thought patterns that you have to shift away from, because again, you are more powerful than your problems. You are bigger than your obstacles. Like, you're just able to overcome so easily. And I think Spirit wants you to remind yourself of that, is the fact that you are so powerful, So don't let some small obstacle that is only gonna last like a day, or 2 days or a week, stop you or slow you down, because you're making great progress. And you have the power to juggle an infinite amount. And as you can see, like the infinite symbol. Oh, the lighting's a little bit horrible. How sad. Yeah, so just remember that. And then lastly, the Knight of Cups is one of my favorite cards. Pretty much this just indicates beauty. So when you're overcoming obstacles and you feel a little bit worn down, you might have thoughts of doubt and not believing in yourself. Again, you're on the right road. So don't doubt yourself. Know that everything that's happening to you is happening for a reason. It's an opportunity for you to really grow into the person that is of your highest potential. And you're not too far away from it. Like you're literally almost at the finish line from what you're, again, hoping to manifest and allow to come into fruition. But the Knight of Cups is really just someone who radiates beauty. Like you literally are a beautiful being. You are motivated, you're disciplined, you have a lot of abundance with you already now, and people know that you're going to receive a lot more and you're headed towards the right path, and you're going to be someone who's very successful. And success means, success means different to every person. Like it's subjective, but pretty much every person you come across knows that you are going to be successful. Like you just radiate that, you just emit that energy. And again, while you're doing that, people see you triumphing so much and achieving so much, even though you may not feel that way. That's how you're perceived. And you're stunning along the way. Like you're literally just glowing. You're a beautiful being. And I just really hope that you're able to remind yourself and keep being mindful of this and these messages throughout the month of December, because I feel like that's also a great energy to foster in for the new year, just to break old thought patterns. With the Oracle cards, which again is Faith and Bittersweet, Spirit definitely wants you to keep believing yourself. Follow the routines, follow the I guess the goals and objectives you have for yourself, because you will be surprised by how beautiful the next chapter of your life is. I do get the sense that this is more of a transitional phase, and you may feel like you're in that transitional phase, and that's okay. A lot of us are in that position. A lot of us are there, then we're on our high, and then we're in our transitional phase again, and then we're in our high again, our transitional phase, high, etc., etc. But with the bittersweet, a nice metaphor that I like about that is that you're currently going through the dark tunnel, and you're so close to seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm not referring to death, because I feel like that's sometimes how that metaphor is thought of. But once you, like, being in the dark tunnel, you only see the light, and you really can't imagine what the other side looks like. But I guarantee you it's going to be such a rewarding experience. And that's kind of how I think of it. As like your spirit angels are giving you a gift. You're being pleasantly surprised with something amazing. And the bittersweet part is that you currently are going through that dark tunnel. But again, that's part of life. And it's not to worry, it's not to shame yourself, it's not to feel scared. No, like you're strong. And again, you're beautiful, and you're able to overcome so much obstacles. Like you literally are, you have an infinite power, like your power is infinite. And again, that's amazing, and that's very commendable. So definitely for the month of December, just keep going, knowing that you're going to receive what you want and a lot more than you can ever imagine. Know that you're doing it so gracefully that you're making people drop their jaws, whether you're male or female. Like people think you are beautiful, and even if you don't believe that you're beautiful, there's a beautiful essence within inside of you that makes you very attractive. Keep having faith, because the next chapter, the light at the end of the tunnel, will be very rewarding to you. Lastly, I do have some, I actually don't know what these are called. I think they're more like advice cards, so that's what I call them. But for you, you got these two. The first one says, when I connect to the spiritual realm, I open the door to receive the divine guidance, clear direction, and great wisdom. So again, when I connect to the spiritual realm, I open the door to receive divine guidance, clear direction, and great wisdom. And that is very true. If you ever feel like you are overwhelmed, definitely take a moment to pause. Take some time to maybe journal, take some time to meditate, take some time to disconnect from your phone, take some time to take a walk on a beach, on a hike, whatever it is that just brings you back to sanity. Do it, because that's going to definitely help you out when you're feeling a little bit more overwhelmed. Again, it's not too big within your reading, because I feel like you are capable of just hitting it out of the ballpark every time when an obstacle comes. But yeah, just remember to take some time to also pause and just, allow some time for healing and rest. And the second card you got is this one, and it says, as soon as I choose to see the light in the dark corners, I redirect my power towards what I want. So as soon as I choose to see the light in the dark corners, I redirect my power toward what I want. So that is very true. And I feel like it does tie in with that tunnel and the light at the end of the tunnel metaphor that I shared earlier. The reason why is because sometimes we do get scared and intimidated when we overcome or when we're presented with obstacles. But again, I think sometimes we give too much light or too much power to those obstacles rather than seeing them through a rational lens. And pretty much the best way to do that is just reflect and think, why am I thinking this way? Why am I feeling this way? Recognizing that you are not your thoughts, So if you have a thought saying, hey, you're not good enough, blah, 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 recognize that thought, knowing that it's not you, knowing that you're just experiencing that thought, and create that gap between you as a human being, as a spiritual being, from that thought. So that way you create space for you to pretty much call back your power from your ego mind, which is the one that always tells us a bunch of negative hoopla. And then lastly for y'all, I'm going to pull out a crystal from my zodiac pouch. The lighting's kind of killing me, but oh well. And pretty much with this crystal is just to identify what chakra spirit wants you to be very mindful of for the month of December, to really hone in that, energy. And for y'all got the third eye chakra, which I think aligns perfectly. And actually, this is amethyst, which is also in this faith card right there. And pretty much I think what spirit also wants you to do, and it's funny actually that we have a third eye here as well, is just to be really aware and conscious of your existence. Sometimes when we let our ego mind, our thinking mind, to take control and hijack pretty much our existence, we get bogged down with anxiety, fears, and worries. And you might think to yourself, oh my God, is this ever going to go away? Why do I feel this way? I hate that this is happening. I need to improve on this and this and this. Pretty much, again, that's your ego mind. And the minute that you're able to release that and pretty much deny those thoughts and not accept them or tolerate them, you're able to overcome them. And you allow thoughts to pass through your head without necessarily absorbing them, if that made sense. So again, for the month of December, this is definitely your time to let go of the past, stick with that routine, and just bring the fun, youthful side of you again. Bring them out. I feel like it's time for you to, again, come out of your cocoon and just allow the world to see your amazing light. You definitely have it's within you already. It's within all of us. But definitely that's something that spirit wants you to be mindful of for the month of December and moving forward with the upcoming year. So that's all I have for y'all. Group number 1. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you guys did, if this resonated, make sure to pound that subscribe button. If you want another pile, or if not, just another video in the future. I want to say thank you again. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, group number 2. So for your pile, I have the shark and the tiger. And actually, let me show that to you here. My lighting did die with group number 1, so they witnessed the embarrassment. But it's okay. We'll continue and proceed with the readings. And then for your tarot, the ones that came out were the 8 of Wands, that's not good angling. Let me adjust it. And then we have the Knight of Swords. We have the Chariot. And then we have the 9 of Wands. And then for your oracle cards, the one that came out was the Instinct card, and then the Growth card. So starting with the spirit animal cards, the shark is the one that's representing the current energy that you I guess are cultivating at the time, and then the tiger energy is what spirit wants you to really cultivate for the month of December. And again, this is for not necessarily predictions for the winter, but messages that spirit wants you to be mindful of for the month of December. So pretty much with the shark energy and the tiger card, what I'm getting is that you're kind of being a little bit more reclusive. Maybe you're holding back within expressing your authentic self, or expressing and exercising the creative potential that does exist within you. The shark kind of indicates the idea or narrative that you're holding back. You're just blatantly holding back. There's like a truth you don't want to admit. And, that's completely common. So don't shame yourself for doing so. As long as you're aware of it, you could be honest with it. The transition is honestly super easy. As long as, again, honesty is included within this situation, because that is a key variable. Before the tiger card, pretty much what spirit wants you to know is that there's nothing wrong with being quiet. There is nothing wrong with sitting in silence. Ultimately, what spirit wants you to do is take that time to really harness and identify your true power and potential that does exist within you. And maybe if currently you're in a state or chapter where you're not where you used to be, is not maybe as exciting, or maybe there's some truths that you were never really conscious of until recently, it's okay to recognize them. It's okay to allow them to be present, but also knowing that they do not determine who you are now, and they do not determine your future. So in case anything happened in the past that made you a little bit more, not necessarily traumatized or scarred, but kind of put you in a box, that is, one, normal, and two, don't think that you're required or stuck, within this state forever. The only thing that's constant within life is change. That's the only thing that's consistent, is the fact that we're always evolutionizing and growing. And I think right now you are in a period where spirit wants you to tap into that power that you do have, and know really that you are, these two cards are like two of the apex predators that exist within, I guess, nature. So know that there's really nothing holding you back. There's no truth that you can't overcome. There's nothing that anyone can tell you. You are powerful, and I hope you believe that. And I hope you don't have thoughts where you are self-doubting yourself, which again is completely normal. And don't beat yourself up if you do. But again, you are someone who's very powerful, and just remember that even when you are feeling low, even if you're feeling a little bit insecure, even if you're, I don't know, you get the picture. But pretty much if you're having those thoughts, recognize those thoughts, challenge those thoughts, and prove them wrong. You know, like if your mind, your ego mind wants to tell you, hey, you're not good at public speaking. Well, next time when there's a presentation opportunity, or, you know, you're able to, I don't know, join a class and openly communicate with some strangers in public or in front of an audience, take those opportunities. You know, if your ego mind tells you, oh, you can't lose that weight, tell yourself, let me prove you wrong. Let me follow these routines and get to where I need to go. You know, so don't let your thoughts hold you back. There's really no truth that can stop you. There's really no truth that makes you any less of a person. You are very powerful, and that's represented within both the shark and tiger cards. So please keep that in mind. For the tarot card, I am getting the sense that this upcoming month, and just, you know, moving forward, will be a very exciting one. I feel like you're gonna go through a lot of changes, but you're gonna like breeze through it. Like you're gonna glide through it. You're gonna zoom through it. You're gonna just overcome so many things to get your desired outcome. So with the um, Eight of Wands and the Knight of Swords, really, Knight of Swords is all about taking action, being, you know, swifty, being on your feet, being quick to just tackle any obstacle that stands before you. Eight of Wands also kind of emphasizes that, or supports that idea, is that it's just very swift, it's very quick, it's gonna glide, like you're just gonna like just jolt, really. And then I feel like the universe is you're gonna soon recognize how the universe is aligning things behind the scenes, and you're slowly going to find an opportunity that might seem daunting or challenging at first, but you're going to immediately jump to it and seize that opportunity and conquer. And then the next one, and the next one, and before you know it, you're going to advance so quickly, it almost feels like overnight success. So definitely enjoy it. This is a moment for you to cherish. I feel like these are the moments that we live for, when we're kind of having that upclimb battle, but there's so many things that are being given to us and we're being rewarded. So it makes the experience more enjoyable. You know, there's no long-term gratification. Like, the universe is going to give you challenges. I know you're going to seize them and take advantage of them. Apply yourself to them with confidence and great strength, and you're going to be rewarded. And you're going to see another opportunity, you're going to take it. You know, it's very much that energy. With the Chariot, again, it kind of further emphasizes that point that you're pretty much going to you're on the right track, like you're on the right trajectory, and at the end you're going to have luck. This one's almost like the magician vibes. Like, you're able to just manifest your desires, your outcomes, who you want to be, which already exists within you, by the way. But there's a version of yourself, a higher self version of yourself that you know that you need to and can and will tap into. You know, you may be holding back a little bit and playing a little bit safe, but now is your time to really just take any opportunity that is presented to you, and knowing that the universe is on your side, knowing that they're supportive of the decisions you're making, knowing that there's no right or wrong, knowing that it's all an experience. You know, it's life, it's a journey, and you're definitely going to be enjoying it. I will say that at times you may feel like you're feeling a little bit defeated. If you look at this character, pretty much he has a phase that's a little bit more, what's the word, discouraged. And that's completely normal. But with the Nine of Wands, it's pretty much telling you like you're at the home stretch. So if you ever feel a little bit overwhelmed by the obstacles that you are overcoming, just keep reminding yourself, my biggest blessing is around the corner. You know, my biggest blessings around the corner, or any affirmation that's supportive of that concept. Because again, it's going to be quick. You know, when you're going to get to where you want, very quick. It's going to be very rewarding. It's going to be very cathartic. You're going to be, you know, just overall just growing and evolving, and just, again, just evolving. And yeah, just know that these times are normal. These moments are normal when you do have doubt, but just keep going, because ultimately that's going to be a big payoff. With the two advice cards over here, we have instinct and growth. For the most part, I think Spirit also wants you to know that don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt an opportunity. As soon as something is calling your attention, or if you're feeling inclined to do something that's kind of outside your comfort zone, just do it. Take a leap of faith, you know, um, move forward with it with complete confidence. Don't look back, don't hesitate. Just tell yourself, I am committing to accomplishing this and I will do it. You're going to realize that it was so easy. You accomplished it. Next, you're going to find another, I guess, goal to complete or want to achieve or overcome. So just keep doing that and keep trusting yourself along the process. And I think overall, this is your time to just grow, just fully evolve. And Sagittarius is the season of rebirth, so definitely take that into consideration for this month. I think now you're at a point where you have a growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset, so you're kind of overcoming and letting go of the victim mentality, and now you're telling yourself that I can and I will. And if I have doubt, that's okay. But am I going to stop? No, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pursuing my endeavors. And I know the outcome will be amazing. And I know I will showcase success through the process as well. So definitely keep that in mind. It's very exciting. I definitely am all for this pile. And then second, or not second, lastly, I do have some advice cards. So the first one that came up for your group is, I don't have to fear my fear. I can use it as a way to get closer to love. And that's actually very true, because this also kind of highlights the fact that sometimes we have to recognize and pay attention to the thoughts we're having, that we allow to run through our heads, and ask ourselves, why am I believing this? Why am I allowing myself to believe these false no, I don't know that word, to believe, this narrative. I have an example. What was an example? I forgot. I can't really think off the top of my head. Um, oh yes, like I started a new workout routine, and every time I start working out, I tell myself, "Oh, I can't. Like, I'm a fail." But then I really recognize, like, why do I think that way? That's so weird. Like, where are the facts? Like, I've been working out for a year now, or over a year. I've been doing a great job. I've been progressing. So why would I still? Why, while I'm evolving, be telling myself this negative comment? So again, that's an example, or prime example of how sometimes we allow our thoughts to distort our reality, knowing that our actions are speaking more louder than our thoughts, knowing that our actions are showcasing our skills and our abilities and our strengths. So yeah, definitely don't fear fear. Let fear be an indicator for room for growth, you know? And I will be honest, I was a pudgy little kid, slightly overweight. So I know that's where that negative comment came into my head. But again, if you look back and take a closer look, and the way that I got closer to love is by accepting myself, loving myself, and knowing that I'm not my past anymore, knowing that I have a lot healthier habits now, which again is just an example to make it more relatable, and for you to better understand. But yeah, definitely take that moment of insecurity, be self-compassionate, ask yourself, why I think this way, where does this stem from? Once you're able to kind of pinpoint, and obviously don't dig too deep, but once you're able to gauge or pinpoint the reason why, support yourself 100%, you know, provide love to yourself, tell yourself, give a rebuttal to that negative thought with a positive affirmation, and you'll be surprised as to how much that will change everything. And you'll slowly, but immediately, really be fostering that growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset. And the difference is that with the growth mindset, you know that learning is a process. You know that you're going to get to your goals. You know that at the moment you might not be feeling the most confident, even though you've accomplished so much. But really, it's around the corner, and you're so close to getting what you want, and then so much more. So just please keep that in mind. And then the second card, it says, I can do less and attract more. I can do less and attract more. And I think that's very true, because a lot of times we do allow our ego mind to take over, and because of that we want to kind of like compensate. We react based on insecurities, knowing again that they're not reality, knowing that our actions have shown how confident and how powerful we are. So with that, by doing less you ultimately can attract more, and that's very true. Allowing the universe to kind of work in its own mysterious way. Do not try to figure it out. Do not try to expedite the process. You, no offense, have no right to try to take God's hand or the universe, influence the universe and want it to, shift when you want it. No, like sometimes the universe, God, being, spirit, whoever or however you want to identify to a higher power, really works on its own time, and you're exactly where you need to be right now. And I know that may be hard for you to acknowledge, for you to accept, especially if you're going through a more challenging time. I just want to let you know that I'm here for you. I see you. I support you. And it's very common. I've been there, but trust me when I say that it all will work out. Even if you are in your darkest moments at the moment, I guarantee you there will be a shift. Nothing's fixed in life. Everything's constantly changing. So just remember that. But yeah, that's all I have for you, group 2. I hope this resonated. Let me know what you thought. If it resonated, please comment down on the comments below, and make sure to also hit that subscribe button so you're updated on future videos I upload. If this did not resonate, that is completely fine. Try a different pile, or if not, there's just no reading for you on this video. Regardless, I want to say thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, so hey, pal 3. So this is important messages from Spirit for the month of December. Let's start off with your Spirit animal cards, and the first 2 that came up for your pile is the tarantula, and then we have the lamb, and then for your tarot we have the Queen of Swords, we have the World, and my lighting did die, my camera light. So I do thank you for tolerating this not so good quality lighting video. And then we have the 8 of Swords. Okay, so that's that. And then for your 2 oracle cards, I swear I can speak, is the Victim card. And then we also have the Soulmate card. So this pile, I'll be honest, is not as uplifting as the first 2 that I have, but I think it's still an important message that we all need to hear at times, including myself. So trust me when I share these messages, these are also for something for me to consider and not necessarily quote unquote practice what I preach. To start off with the spirit animal cards, pretty much the tarantula, the one on the left, is indicating the energy that you're currently cultivating, and then the lamb is pretty much something, or the energy, not pretty much, something or an energy that spirit wants you to be mindful of for the month of December for your greater good. Again, listen to this, whatever resonates, and whatever doesn't. So please just be patient. And I think that also ties in with the lamb, I guess, message or energy. But pretty much with the tarantula, spirit wants you to be aware of the fact that our actions do have consequences, and consequences, when I say that, I don't mean that in a negative regard. Consequences are both quote unquote good and bad. I don't want to label it, but consequences are just consequences. It's cause and effect. But pretty much at this point, you're becoming more aware of that, and you're becoming more mindful of the fact that the things you do, the habits that you do have, ultimately will determine your future. And again, it's not to catastrophize anything, it's not to worry, it's just to recognize a reality. If someone wants to lose weight, but they're not choosing to change their diet, obviously the outcome will never come into fruition because they're not taking the appropriate steps. For the tarantula, spirit wants you to be a little bit more in tune with your intuition, with your instincts, and pretty much just know that there's option A and option B. Option A is going to get you towards where you want quicker, and option B might just prolong it a little bit more and keep you in the state that you're currently in, which is not a bad state. It's not to encourage to fantasize or dream about a better tomorrow, because that in itself is going to cause unhappiness. It's just a matter of being content who you are at the moment, knowing that you're enough today and yesterday and tomorrow. Even at your weakness, even at your greatest moments, you are enough always. And it's a blessing to be alive. It's a blessing to have that privilege of existing and participating in this journey called life. But again, if you do have goals, just know that there is going to be a cause and effect, either option A or option B. Option A is going to get you there a lot quicker, and option B will just, how can I say it? Keep you where you're at the moment, which again is enough. It is enough. You are enough. And I want to really emphasize that point. With the Lamb card, what Spirit, God, the universe wants you to be mindful of is the fact that you have to be patient. Sometimes you just have to take a break. Sometimes you have to chill and not try to have so much control and micromanage every aspect of life, because you really don't. And I hope that's not off-putting. You definitely have control of a lot of things within your life, but you don't have control of life itself. You can definitely control the habits you have. You can definitely have control over the thought patterns that you encounter and experience. You can definitely choose how you walk, choose how you communicate, and it doesn't mean that you will create change at the snap of the fingers, but you will initiate change at the snap of your fingers, meaning that it takes time, to develop into the individual that you want to be. So again, with the Lamb, I think Spirit just wants you to be patient and really trust on God's timing, on the universe timing, knowing that things are happening to you at the moment because it's the preparation needed to where you need to get. And there's a lot of trial and error in life, and that's completely okay. And don't shame yourself. Don't beat yourself up for it. Life is a learning curve. So just keep that in mind for the upcoming month, because I feel like that will benefit you a lot, not just only for this month, but really just moving forward in life. With the cards that came up, I think they tie in a lot with the victim and soulmate oracle cards that we have over here to the left and right, upper right and left hand corner. But pretty much Spirit wants you to know that you just have to have a lot of faith, and that is presented here. Just have hope. Just don't ever lose that. It's okay to have moments where you're feeling a little bit down. That's completely okay. And it's okay to actually, instead of okay, I think what Spirit wants you to do is sit through that pain, endure that pain, allow yourself to feel that pain and not necessarily suppress it. Like, really take a moment to recognize it, honor it, and provide some self-compassion to yourself, because I feel like that's ultimately what's being communicated through that. And I think already Spirit knows that you're on the right path and you are shedding old thought patterns, and you're kind of shedding the victimizing mentality that we sometimes carry, and is completely normal. And I don't mean to, judge you or shame you, because I am guilty of this myself. But the way we can overcome this, the way we can showcase a high, self-esteem and hold ourselves to a high regard, is recognizing that thought and telling yourself that you are not your thoughts. You are more powerful than your thoughts. Your actions speak louder than your thoughts. Your actions do speak louder than your thoughts. So overall, although you may have low points, just know that you're doing amazing already. Having getting through a day is enough to celebrate. Getting through the day is enough to give yourself a pat in the back, to, cheer for yourself and be proud of yourself. It doesn't mean you have to accomplish so many things overnight and become this and that. No, like, it's just giving yourself credit and just providing yourself unwavering support and love and self-compassion. With the Queen of Swords in the world, something's telling me that we are learning to set healthy boundaries. And through that, you're going to gain an independence that you didn't know you had the capability to navigate through life with. It just, what I'm getting kind of feels like you're so used to having this way of thinking in this mindset, but you are tapping into new energy. And I feel like that's very commendable. And I support you 1000%. And I'm here for you. And I believe in you. And I'm wishing you nothing but the best, because ultimately you deserve to have that peace. We all deserve to have that peace. But unfortunately, we do allow our ego mind, which are the negative thoughts, to distort our reality. But you're overcoming that. You really are. And you're recognizing it, and you're creating space between yourself and those thoughts, which ultimately is going to provide you a lot of independence, a lot of, financial security. Is going to provide you with an energy and power that is existent within you, but sometimes don't fully tap into. And I feel like Spirit wants you to bring more light to that side of you and be more grateful for all the strengths that you do have, all the blessings that you do have, for all that you are. Like, give yourself unconditional support of those in that regard, and you'll see how much that will transform your life. With the world, just know that if you are currently going through a more rough patch, it's okay. Like, there's no worries. There's no worries. It's completely okay. And I see you and I hear you and I feel you, and it's okay. Like, it's completely okay. Don't think this is forever. Don't think that things are not going to change. Don't think that things won't get better within a month, within a year, within 2 years, within a day, or within a week. But just keep telling yourself that things will get better, because ultimately we do create our reality. And you are shedding that old mindset where it's like, oh, I'm stuck, like, woe is me, victim mentality, which is completely okay. I think sometimes we're socialized in that manner, we're raised in that manner, knowing that, or believing that there's no options. That you're a star. You know that you know that you are a star. So act according to that belief, and you'll be surprised how much and how quickly you'll embody this strength that you never really have tapped into before. And before you know it, you're going to be receiving so many blessings, because ultimately the world also calls or indicates the closing of one chapter. And I feel like you did have to have like a kind of like a painful ending. It's a very heavy. But again, it was meant to happen. And again, the world indicates that luck's on your side. So be grateful of that. Keep that in mind. I kid you not. Keep that in mind. That's how you can easily receive hope, believing that the future will come with so many blessings. And already you're filled with blessings, but many more will come. You're accepting of it. You're receptive to all of them. And again, you'll see how quick you'll see your life transform. For the victim, I don't want to, emphasize that too much, because I feel like we already talked about it here. You know what it is, just, and also with the soulmate, actually, they both talk about being honest. And I think that's very true. An easy way to be a victim is by believing our ego mind, by believing, these narratives within our heads that we tell ourselves at times, that we're not good enough, that this is happening, like it's not fair, because we get so caught up on that narrative that it really doesn't align with what reality is. And again, you are powerful. Like, you have a lot of strength, and you have like natural leadership abilities. And I can recognize that. But again, I think it kind of exceeds or extends to the over controllive micromanage, trying to just have too tight of a grip on life. And I think that's where you have to loosen up a little bit, be honest with yourself, recognize what is not serving you. And that goes in with the soulmate card as well, because ultimately that's going to bring you just a lot of peace and a lot of transformation within your life. And again, it's a type of transformation and it's an outcome that you can't even imagine. Like, imagine, like, if you really take a moment to imagine what would be, what would the happiest version of yourself look like? What would the most peaceful version of yourself look like? And how can you get there? And you may think about how that happiest person might look like. You might think about how the most peaceful version of yourself will look like. But I kid you not, the outcome will exceed any expectation that you can even imagine or fathom. So again, have hope, and I am here for you. I am rooting for you. I'm supporting you. I see you again. Um, and I hope this is resonating. Of course, if this does not resonate, that is completely okay. That means that this pile or this reading was not meant for you. And you can definitely choose another reading, or if not, stay tuned and subscribe to see future videos to see what other messages I will have in the future. But moving forward, we now have the oracle cards, or actually the advice cards, which I'll pull now. Oh my gosh, these are all mixed up. Okay, so I pulled two. So for you, pile number 3, we have this one that says, I slow down and listen to the guidance that's available to me. So I slow down and listen to the guidance that's available to me. And if that doesn't align perfectly with what we just talked about, I don't know what does. Again, I do have the sense that you might want to have a little bit too much control on life, and you're kind of trying to gear um and direct how life is meant to unfold, but really that's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is only to enjoy yourself, to prioritize your first, to have hope, to be mindful of your thoughts, to only consume the positive ones and let go of the negative ones, or the more heavy ones. I don't want to say negative, heavy ones that drain your energy, because again, some thoughts unfortunately do drain our energy because we fixate on false scripts that we tell ourselves. So again, please slow down. That also aligns perfectly with the lamb energy. Just take some time to sit, and maybe if you are going through a bad time or rough patch, it's okay to admit that. It's okay to admit that you're not okay. It's okay. Like, it literally is okay. No one's judging you. No one's shaming you. And if they do, they have too much time on their hands. Like, genuinely, like, they have too much time in their hands to be worrying about what you're feeling. Like, that's so, they're not. No one's concerned. Everyone's too self-absorbed. Everyone just cares about themselves. They might, pay attention for a quick second, but then they're gonna resume back to their own, worries, which we all have. So again, don't shame yourself. You're probably doing a lot better than you believe. So please just slow down. Admit that you're going through a rough patch if that's applicable to you. And I kid you not, by you being honest of that, by you experiencing it, by you enduring it, ultimately is going to allow for a more satisfying experience. It's that paradox of really. And then the second one, it says, when I am connected to the spirit, I feel a sense of certainty, magnitude, and ease that I've never known before. Oh my god, I read that horribly. I swear I could read. I'm reading through my I don't know what this is called. My monitor, I guess, on my camera, like it's next to it. But it says again, when I'm connected to spirit, I feel a sense of certainty, magnitude, and ease that I've never known before. And the emphasizing the never known before, that I've never known before, definitely ties in with what we talked about earlier about me asking you to imagine how the happiest version of yourself would look like, the most peaceful version of yourself would look like, or whatever version of yourself that you're seeking to manifest or to become. Again, what the universe has for you in store for you is unimaginable. It literally is unimaginable. Like, it's so amazing that you can't even fathom it. And that's okay. We're not supposed to know how amazing it is, or we're not supposed to have things be spoiled to us. No, like, we have to go through the motions of life, which then will allow us to appreciate the beautiful blessings, one that we have already. And there's so many blessings within our day-to-days that we take for granted. So please start practicing gratitude. But then once we have the more, I guess, outstanding blessings, then that's when we'll feel extremely cathartic and feel that everything was worth it. So lastly, group number 3, I do have a crystal that I want to pull out for your group from my zodiac pouch. The lighting again died, so it's kind of hard to see it. But pretty much these crystals are in alignment with our chakras. So I'm going to pull one. And this is the chakra that Spirit wants you to be mindful of, again, for the month of December. Oh, okay. So we have the crystal for the crown chakra. This is huge. I feel like, again, it's honestly what I'm getting a lot of is kind of like the mind and your thoughts, and having a tendency to play the victim role, which again is super common. I see it amongst my friends. I see it amongst my siblings, my family. But again, it's nothing to be shameful of. I don't judge them by any means necessary. But I know, and I always try to shift their perspective to look at life through a more, not necessarily positive way, but a more realistic way that will then allow positivity to come in and flow into our lives. But pretty much with the crown chakra, just keep believing that you are who you wish you could be. And let me reiterate that. Let's say you want to be a great public speaker. Instead of telling yourself, oh, it scares me, I don't think I could do it. No, shift and remove those thoughts within your head and tell yourself, I'm a great communicator. I am a great communicator. I make people laugh. I'm a great listener, which is a part of communication. I am very engaging. I'm very, whatever traits you have, and that's just an example, really give yourself credit and affirm that to yourself. And again, the crown chakra is all about affirming to yourself and your thoughts that you are, part of, you're a star, like you're a spiritual being. You are of God. You are of the universe. You're here for a reason, and you know it. And you know it. And if I tell you, oh, you don't have an inclination as to why you're on this earth, you have no, clue or again, like inclination towards your purpose. If you say no, you're lying. There's a special part within you. You absolutely do. We all do. Believe it. It's true. It's why you're here, so definitely follow that path. Definitely, walk with life with that mindset for the month of December. And overall, I'm just very excited to see the outcomes. And please, if you heard it here first and you receive a lot of beautiful outcomes based on the advice that you took from this reading, please come back and comment down below. I would love to hear any, have engagement. I am definitely a new channel, so I don't have as much comments as other tarot readers. But again, I would love if you want to, that'd be amazing. I would love to engage with y'all. But that's all I have for you, pile 3. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too harsh. I always try to, again, use my natural healing energy to communicate messages that are important for myself to hear as well, but also us as a collective, because we're all human. We're all human at the end of the day, including myself. So I hope you enjoyed it. If it resonated, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Again, if it resonated, comment down below. I would love to hear. And if nothing resonated, that's completely okay. Maybe this pile was not meant for you. You can definitely pick another pile. If not, you can definitely subscribe to stay tuned for any future videos to see if those resonate. I hope you have an amazing day or night, depending on when you're seeing this. And I'll see you on my next reading. Thank you so much. Bye.